Hello, thank you for joining us for the virtual installation of the Great Smoky Mountains Association of Realtors 2021 Officers and Directors. I am Vicki Stanton, the Great Smoky Mountains Association of Realtors 2020 President, and I'll be your guide for today.
If you will, let's take just a minute and pray. Our gracious God and Heavenly Father, we come to you saying, wow, 2020 was quite the year. Took us by surprise, and I know it didn't catch you by surprise, but thankfully you walked with us through it. You brought us through it. We're not completely through it yet, but we're getting there. And we just look for your hand of mercy and grace, and especially your hand of leadership to take us where you want us to go. We thank you that though there is division all across our country here in the Smokies, we see unity. We see brothers and sisters getting along well together. And I'm not talking about flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, Lord. I'm talking about those who look at each other and know each other as brothers and sisters in you. And so we thank you for them. We thank you for those that are being sworn in today, who will take on the responsibility of helping lead our association into 2021, not knowing what's coming. We don't have a clue. We don't have a crystal ball. All we have is you to lead us and guide us. And they're going to do that from a commitment of the heart. And so we thank you for their commitment. We thank you for the team in 2020 that brought us through all of that. We thank you for their service and for their commitment of heart. So many things to be thankful for, Lord, this day. We just praise you and thank you and pray that your spirit and your hand would be over it all and through it all, that everything that's done here this day might be blessed and ordained by you. In Christ's name, amen.
At this time, I would like to do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Follow me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
The Realtor of the Year should be an active member of the association in good standing and demonstrate outstanding achievements in the real estate profession and participates in the association services by attending GSMAR membership meetings, committee involvement, and Tennessee Realtor events. Our 2020 Realtor of the Year is much deserved and has many outstanding achievements. She has frequently attended Tennessee Realtor meetings, both as a participant and as a leader. She has attended most, if not all, GSMAR membership meetings and continual education classes. They have been an active member serving on our awards, bylaws, Christmas party, community involvement, cultural diversity, education, finance, fundraising, MLS, nominating, RPAC, Realtors Care, Realtor Center, Realtor Trademark, Scholarship, Strategic Planning, and YPN. In case you have not kept a tally, that's just about all of GSMAR's committees. She is giving, cares about the success of our association, and I do not ever remember a time when asked that she says no. The true epitome of the meaning of a servant. They have been a member of our Realtor family for many years. She has been a member of our Realtor family for many years as a Realtor, broker, and previous association staff member. She is a leader with many great qualities and attributes: calm, caring, organized, supportive, integrity, ability to delegate, and very gracious. She is calm and the voice of reason to my storm many times. We have been in leadership roles together over the years, and although I will miss everyone on the board of Realtors after this year, I will miss her the most. She has been my sidekick and support, and I would not want to be in a leadership role without her and her support. 2020 kicked in with a vengeance, COVID and many challenges endured, but that did not stop her from executing her leadership skills and ability with care and concern, and business carried on successfully, albeit different, but she still got the job done. GSMAR is better today with her support and guidance and leadership. Without further ado, I'd like to present GSMAR's 2020 Realtor of the Year, our very own president and my friend, Miss Vicki Stanton.
First kind words.
The Mod Gregory Award is an award voted on by our peers and is awarded to a fellow realtor who has shown high professional and ethical standards and who works well with fellow realtors. I have known this year's recipient for many years and had the privilege of working with him on several occasions. He is the epitome of this award. As the recipient of last year's prestigious Mod Gregory Award, I am honored to present the 2020 Mod Gregory Award to Jim Ussery.
Oh my. Thank you so much. It's always been a pleasure working with you.
It certainly has you too.
I can put my mask down and hang this up.
This year, this crazy year, your 2020 Board of Directors continue to work hard with the needs of the members as our primary focus. We have a plaque of appreciation for the outgoing officers and directors. I would like to thank Kim Schinlever for working so diligently as our 2020 GSMAR Secretary. As well, thank you to Leonard Waring, our 2020 GSMAR Treasurer, who made sure we stayed within our budget. Our two outgoing directors who served so wonderfully for the last 2 years. They were a direct conduit with the voice of our members. Thank you to Mod Gregory, whose almost 16 years of membership was such an asset to our board. Thank you to Ron Laughlin, who brought 17 years of real estate wisdom and such a myriad of other experiences that kept us all on the straight and direct path to making sound business decisions. Jerry, I would like to thank you for being my president-elect this year. I never could have done it without you. You're an awesome president-elect, and you're going to be an even better president. So here's your plaque, a recognition of your service as president-elect for 2020.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to recognize and thank our 2020 committee chairs. They all faced challenges they had no idea was in their path when they accepted the position way back in 2019. A couple of the committees had to bow out of activities this year, though many continued business as usual. Thank you to Denise Gardner, Awards Committee, Tom Fay, Bylaws Committee, Bo Stiegel, Christmas Party Committee, Frank Hallmeyer, Cultural Diversity, Sandra Brown, Education, Leonard Waring, Finance, Justin Broadway, Grievance, Pat Malone, Multiple Listing Service, Nominating, Catherine Lovell, Past Presidents, Catherine Lovell, Professional Standards, Deborah Corlin, Jeannie Sheffy chaired Realtor Center Task Force, Terry Williams, Realtor Trademark, Catherine Lovell, Realtors Care, Craig Stevenson, Community Involvement, Fundraising, Neva Waite, Helping Hands, Chris Wood, Scholarship, Scott Klein, RPAC, Kim Schinlever, and Catherine Lovell, Strategic Planning, Jerry Standifer, Young Professionals Network, also known as YPN, Noah Bradford. Thank you, 2020 committee chairs.
At this time, I would like to recognize Vicki Stanton as the past president for 2020. And Vicki, I'd like to give this to you. And I'd like to tell you that it's been my honor to be a president-elect under you. And you've taught me a lot. And you've always had the highest integrity and virtues of just about anybody that I've known. So I do appreciate you, appreciate what you've done. Thank you for serving the association. Thank you for the person you are.
Thank you, Jerry. In the role that you are about to assume, you will no longer be private citizens, but public servants. You are now identified as officers of your association, dedicated to the best interests of the public and the welfare of your members. As newly elected officers, you are entering a new adventure in the form of friendship, which comes through service, cooperation, and sharing with each other. The secret of living is the art of giving, and so to you this year comes the privilege of giving and learning that lasting happiness comes through the investment of your time and your unselfish interest in the lives of others. Will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and sincerely promise that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment and in the conformity with the bylaws of your association? That you will observe and enforce the Code of Ethics of the National Association of Realtors? That you will uphold and support the Real Estate Commission in enforcement with licensed law? That you will, in all your acts, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interest of our state and the high purposes of your association and the welfare of its members. By the virtue of the authority conferred upon me as your installing officer, I hereby proclaim each of you as duly elected, officially installed, and inaugurated to the office of which you are elected in the Great Smoky Mountains Association of Realtors. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 officers and directors of the Great Smoky Mountains Association of Realtors. Good leaders, as evidenced by our distinguished past presidents, have the ability and the courage to make decisions based on intellect and sound judgment. Jerry is this person. You are commended for your willingness to meet and accept the challenges that lay before you as president of the Great Smoky Mountains Association of Realtors. Your role places you in a position of great responsibility, and as a guardian of our profession, you will be entrusted with the responsibility of preserving and furthering the mission of this association and the livelihood of its members. Beginning today, as chief spokesperson of our association, your words and actions will represent this association and our profession in this area as well as the state of Tennessee. It is to the benefit of all realtors that those chosen to occupy positions of leadership maintain and continually look for ways to improve the standards by which we conduct our business practices and ourselves. As such, your conduct will be a model of the Realtor's Code of Ethics. Your knowledge about our industry and attitude about realtor leadership will be inspiring to those who someday will follow you. With the passing of the gavel, you are accepting a great responsibility. Along with the responsibility comes one of the finest compliments that you could receive, and that is to be chosen by your peers to lead them in a year that offers so many challenges to our profession. You bring with you the dedication, the sense of fair play, and the integrity of our profession that you have displayed so often in the past. This association deserves this type of leadership. Your peers have surrounded you with very talented people who will serve as officers and directors to help you carry out the goals. It is my sincere belief that this will prove to be a year of great leadership. At this time, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and promise that you will administer the office to which you have been elected to the best of your ability and judgment in conformity with the bylaws, rules, and regulations and policies of the association. That you will observe, enforce, and uphold the article of our Realtors Code of Ethics, adhering to its strict guidelines and promoting its lofty goals. That you will subscribe to the regulations of the Tennessee Real Estate Commission and applicable rules as administered by the Tennessee Real Estate Commission, and promote the worthy causes of both the Tennessee and the National Association of Realtors. And that you will, in all your actions, be governed by the principles of honesty, justice, and fair play, and promote and safeguard the best interests of the Realtor Association and the welfare of its meetings, of its membership, and the welfare of its membership. If you do so subscribe, please indicate by saying, "I do."
I do.
You may lower your hand. By the virtue of the authority conferred upon me as your installing officer, I do proclaim you the duly installed president of the Great Smoky Mountains Association of Realtors. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 GSMAR president. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunities to be your president going into 2021. And there's a couple things I'd like to say. First off, this association has always strived to be the best as far as the memberships and the people involved over the memberships. the people that I've served with as presidents and board members and all that stuff, and the association staff, I have truly got to say it's some of the best people and some of the finest people that I've had a chance to work with. And it's been a pleasure on my end. It's been a lot of learning curves for me, but what I can say for you out there watching or listening, as this association, these members here in-house that work for you, and the board of directors that work for you, the decisions that we make, we always do them, and we look at the membership and say what's best for the membership, and that's how we decide. So going into 21, 22, 23, I look forward to great things that are to come. I look forward to COVID-19 going away, cure being found, we can all get together. I look forward to that, but in the meantime, we have to do what we have to do to keep each other safe. So I'd like to tell this story, and everybody's been waiting on my story. And the story is this: as a national sales manager, I traveled a lot. I met a lot of nice people. I met a couple of people in the grocery stores, managers, assistant managers. I met one years ago by the name of Bob. And Bob was a super nice guy, and he cared about a lot of people. And one day in the store, there was a little kid in front of a display. And that kid's looking at that display. And in the South, where I grew up in Mississippi, that display was Jiffy corn muffin mix, black eyed peas, ham hocks, Crisco shortening, stuff like that. That kid's looking there, and Bob walks up to him. And Bob says, "Hey." And it scared him a little bit. And he looked at him, and Bob says, "What you got in your pocket?" And the kid put out a little red marble. And Bob looked at it and said, "Tell you what I'll do. I'll trade you a sack full of those groceries for that red marble." And the kid handed it up. And Bob took it, and they filled a grocery sack full. Well, after a little bit, Bob ran into that same little boy. And he said, "Hey, I like the red marble, but I'm looking for a different color. I'll trade you for a green. In the meantime, here's a sack of groceries. Get me a green marble." And that went on and on. And in the background was Bob's assistant, James, and James was watching what's going on. And during this time, there was other kids that came in and out of the store, and there was other marbles and stuff. And so everybody watched what was happening. Well, Bob died, and he was going to be buried on a Friday, and on Thursday, they had a funeral with an open casket. During that time, 3 young guys came into the funeral home. 2 had military haircuts, the other had a little bit longer hair. And they walked up to the casket, and they stayed the longest time in front of that casket, and then they left. The funeral director came later, closed the casket, everybody left. And the next morning, it was family only, and they opened the casket again. And then they opened the casket, family only, and then they were going to go to the cemetery. So Bob's wife is sitting there, standing there actually, in front of the casket. And then James, the assistant manager, came up and stood beside her quietly. And then Bob's wife says, "You know, Bob tried to help a lot of people. And I wonder if he knows how many people he touched. And I wonder about it." And James says, "Don't worry about it anymore. You remember the 3 boys that came in yesterday?" She goes, "Yes." And then James reached into the casket, and then next to Bob's arms was 3 red marbles. So my challenge to you as members of this association is to go out and be a Bob in this world. I have brought a boatload of marbles in a bowl to GSMAR. If this was a live broadcast or we were in person, I would be handing each one of you a marble and challenging you. But I can't do it in person, so I'm doing it through video. I challenge you as a realtor at GSMAR, Association of Realtors, to go out in this world and be a Bob. And if you do that, imagine what a difference we will make. Thank you for being here. Thank you for electing me your president. I look forward to 2021. I look forward to good things happening. Thank you.